Good morning, everyone. Morning audio notes again. Overnight trade has corn up 1 1/4, beans are down 4 1/4, wheat up 4 3/4. A little bit of overseas spillover again for the wheat, not nearly as much as we've seen before, but a little bit helping the wheat and possibly helping the corn a little bit as well. Once again, we'll sum up today's main influences. Again, whether funds are here, we'll go higher, or if they're not, we'll move lower. On Tuesday, it looked like funds bought for about 10 minutes, which was not enough to keep support in this market. Yesterday, there were signs of 2 minutes, maybe. That's about the best we could find. So definitely seeing that slow down. And the more the fund buying slows down, the more we will see pre-sellers of Tuesday's crop report. This is one of the rare times we can say the crop report is going to give us carryout numbers that will be bearish compared to current prices. I mean, we can basically say that quite confidently. If USDA was to change nothing at all, it would still suggest a $5 corn price and $11.50 for beans. Early estimates are for actually seeing a small yield increase. Early estimates for corn yield are looking for 176.9 compared to last month's USDA 176.5. And over in beans, estimates are calling for 51.9 versus last month's USDA 51.5. So small increases to yield. If we do see those yield increases, just to keep carryout where it was last month, obviously we'll need to see a demand increase somewhere on that balance sheet. But either way, the number's highly unlikely to suggest 560 corn and 1240 January beans, which is where we're at here this morning. Flipping over to cattle, we did see the Fed cattle exchange trade slightly higher than the open market. Open market's at 128. Fed cattle exchange traded at 128.50. So again, slightly higher. December futures now pricing in about a 131 cash trade at the end of the year. Slightly optimistic is what we would call that number. It's still not overly optimistic, but obviously a lot better than we've seen recently. So now the question is, do we see the Thursday, Friday cautious setback that we've seen the last 3 weeks? Do we see that cautious setback, or was this week's 128 cash trade high enough to prevent that kind of a setback? We'll see when trade gets started, but again, on a setback, we'll be selling puts just like we did earlier this week, and we'll look to do that on actually each and every setback in cattle, unless the cattle numbers change in a significant way. We'll also mention crude's up $1.60, still trading in a range lately. The December 21 crude, choppy and sideways lately, but at 82.50, obviously still at an elevated level here, and that should keep ethanol strong as well. If anybody has any questions, as always, give me a call anytime. We'll see what we get for the export sales report this morning, and we'll go forward from there and anticipate more pre-selling of Tuesday's crop report.